Welcome back to Living 757. Quincy, sometimes life is tough. It's not what we want, right? And our next guest, she is transforming, personal tragedy into a powerful purpose. So we're gonna welcome today, once again, Tammy McGee. She's the founder of the Gweedo Memorial Foundation. How are you, Tammy?
I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, thanks for coming back.
Yes, you're coming back. We have you last year, remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're doing great things. I know you have this organization is named on your son and your personal story with your son, but for those viewers that they don't know about it, can you just tell us one more time what is this about?
So October 26, 2019, tragically my son was killed along with 2 other teenagers. He was a passenger in a vehicle going to a party after a homecoming dance, something that anybody should be able to do. But this teen driver was later found to have been unlicensed, underage. He'd been bragging on social media about how fast he drove, and he didn't care whether you liked it or not. And unfortunately, that led to the tragic death of 3 people, including my son, who was the passenger in the front seat.
Yeah, and you have been very, very diligent, hard at work to ensure that other parents don't have to live through that type of tragedy. I mean, you've done things from getting bills passed, and now I understand you got some more in the works, so do tell.
Yes.
2 new legislation.
Yeah, so we passed 2 new pieces of legislation this year, basically to help our teenagers and our parents, but also to have accountability. And so the bill I think I'm most proud of is if it was in place in 2019 when my son was killed, I could have held the parents accountable who gave the teenage driver the keys to the car.
Right.
So what this bill does now is it says if you know or have reason to know someone is driving without a license and they cause a crash or an injury, you can be held with a Class 1 misdemeanor in Virginia now. And that comes with a year in jail and a $2,500 fine.
And that is what you call accountability.
Yes, and that's what I want to make a point, because Tammy, what you just doing, what you just say is very important. This is not just for parents. Can be teachers in the school, can be someone that is in charge of a minor. If you know that he doesn't have a driver's license or he doesn't have the experience, like don't provide the key, and how important is that for everybody? Because I don't think people think about that.
Well, we don't, and we think about, I think we really take driving for granted. It's just point A to point B. We really don't pay quite as much attention to it as I think that we should, but especially when you're newly licensed. But what's great about this bill is it's not just for teenagers, and it's not just for parents. It's for anyone who's driving unlicensed. So it can be an employer who has employees that work for him, and those employees are driving company vehicles unlicensed and they cause a crash or an injury, we can hold the employers accountable. Now again, we don't want to hold people accountable. We don't want to throw people in jail. We want this to be a deterrent. We want people to say no more unlicensed driving in Virginia.
Absolutely.
But sometimes that's the way, when you create these laws, they have to just enforce them.
Yeah, now, I don't remember this, but did you have your service dog
I did.
with you last time?
Keeper's been with me for 5.5 years. He was born a week after Connor was killed.
Gotcha.
So he travels all over the country with me, planes, trains, and automobiles.
He is the best. Look,
This
he's
is
just
cool
chill
and
there.
quiet.
As long as he's right by me, he's good.
You know what? And what the viewers probably don't know is like when he came in, like he made sure his mother was going to be in safe area. Like he smelled the area out, just passed me up. Be like, I want to make sure she's good, and that he's laying right there to protect you.
Well, he is we call him our traffic safety mascot. So he travels to all the conferences and at high schools where we speak. He'll run up and down the auditorium smelling people's shoes to see who has a dog at home. But it's a great thing, right now, especially at summer, because we're in the 100 safest days of summer. Now, it used to be referred to as the 100 deadliest days of summer. But we're part of a national coalition making it the 100 safest days of summer. And so we're partners with We Save Lives, Impact Teen Drivers, the National Road Safety Foundation. And if you go to 100safestdaysofsummer.org, we've done all the work for you. All the resources are there in English and Spanish.
Awesome.
And every week there's a new topic, because sometimes, we talked a lot about drinking and driving. Now drugging and driving, but what about drowsy driving? Right? What about nighttime driving? These are all things that parents want to sit down and have conversations with their teenagers and make sure we give everyone a fighting chance to come home safely.
I love that.
So a question I have a daughter that's getting, she's 15 and she's already asking about her license and stuff. What advice would you have for the parents that's kind of on the fence? Is 15 too early? But really quick.
Well, and every teenager develops differently, right? So it's kind of hard to compare one 15-year-old to another 15-year-old. But we hope that you'll spend as much time with her as possible. Give her as absolute much training and time behind the wheel with you beside her. You know, take her in that parking lot, take her somewhere where there's not a lot of obstacles, and let her have experience, but not just in normal conditions. Take her when it's snowing, when it's raining, when it's thunderstorming, when it's super hot. All of those have an effect on the vehicle, and we want to make sure that teens get as much help as they possibly can.
In those hard situations, especially with you next year. Look, Tammy, we know that you are super, super busy. We already have the info on the screen. If anybody wants to contact you for any questions or resources like that, we already put everything.
Great.
Once again, thank you so much for stopping by.
Well, if it wasn't for organizations like yourself to help us spread the word, to make sure that teenagers arrive safely and are armed with all the information and tools that they can, we need all of you, and so we thank you so much.
Please keep doing great.
Thank
Please
you.
keep
I appreciate
doing
it.
Yes.